Hey guys, today's quick look is over the PvP event Freedom Fighters. As you can see by what I have on the screen right now, it looks pretty awesome, so let's get right into it. So, Fulminir is kind of crappy in general, it has really low HP, and it's not going to be great for much else other than attack fodder. So, it has almost 800 attack fodder for super fusions, so it's pretty good for that. Not much else. It's going to be worth quite a bit just because it's good for attack fodder, but that's about all. Otherwise, it's kind of useless. Immolate All has been kind of a bad skill lately. Other than for PvP events occasionally, I guess you could use it, maybe. Otherwise, I really don't see a use for it. It doesn't have a high multiplier, so you can't use it like you would in Izdabar. So overall, just a meh fighter. Has a few uses, but not many. I'm honestly not sure what to think of Blaster Benny. It's a recolor for Pottle Flak. It looks okay. I mean, its skill is pretty cool. It's Chutzpah, so that might not be how you pronounce it, I'm not actually sure. But it's one cooldown for a double skill. It's double sting, as we learned from the last gear, which is fantastic, by the way. Otherwise, I don't know. Its off turn is going to be kind of a bad time. If it has the Papa Zapper, then maybe it'd be good for like Schenkers. I don't know. It's possible that it'll have uses, but I'm really not sure at this point. It doesn't have a very high HP, so that's not good, especially if you were going to use it for Schenkers. It'd need to be super fused, and then it would be useless in every other situation. So for attack, its off turn's going to be pretty bad. So again, looking more and more like it's going to only be used for one or two purposes. It's definitely decent agility fodder, but that's about it. Otherwise, you know, it's just okay. It's a neat recolor, I'll give it that. I really like the way that this legendary looks. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know about the skill. I don't know about the stats. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. The description, all systems have their weaknesses and wonders, would lead me to believe that it's probably some sort of weaken or D-Spirit followed by an all-hitting move. So as we can see from the rare, it has Sting All, so obviously it's going to probably retain Sting All as one of the two parts of its skill. Otherwise, I really don't know. We'll have to wait and see what the next few days brings us in terms of getting the epic and figuring out what it actually does. I'll be the first one to report on that, hopefully. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. I'm doing pretty well in this event so far, so you know, I don't know. I'll get it to you as fast as possible, gameplay of it and everything. This week's gonna be pretty fantastic for that. So yeah, that's about that. And finally, we have one of the stranger skills on a fighter that we've seen before, followed by probably one of the better stats on a fighter we've seen before. It has basically the same stats or better than Dread Decipius, which puts it in a really good position. Gung Ho is a retaliation skill, so it's like I've had it described to me as a vent all type skill. So it's an all hitting retaliation skill, which has a few niche uses, but I'm really not sure how useful it's going to be in the long run, especially in anything other than, well, I don't know. I guess you could use it with Schenkers and it would never really die, especially if you're using Daze Band with Oyebs and Tishpaks. You could use Guthar instead of Oyeb or Tishpak, or instead of Tishpak, sorry, and it would serve the same purpose. You could also use it in PvP, and it would pretty much tank everything. It has a pretty nice HP, and with a couple super fusions, nothing would be able to one-shot it, save maybe Gaia. So maybe Lady of the Lake. I'm not sure. Multiplier on that fighter is insane. So I don't know. I guess it's a pretty awesome and interesting fighter. It has one cooldown again, so it's not as useful as a Tish pack, but it's a pretty cool skill, I have to admit, and its sprite is absolutely fantastic. I think that they did a really good job this week with sprites. So I'll definitely be doing the build. Hopefully we get lucky and pull one. I'm not sure. I haven't had much luck in the past, but you know, sometimes you're lucky with these sorts of things, sometimes you're not. I'll do that later this week, so stay tuned for that as well. And that's about it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Really appreciate it as always. Hopefully you got something out of this video. If you did, please consider subscribing. Also, this week is just a week of PvP action. So what I'm going to be doing is a couple different things every day and live updates on the Defender of Texel subreddit. So if you'd like to follow that, then please click on the link I have below. It'll take you to the mega thread that I have for that. And yeah, that's about it. This event's going to be fantastic. Let's get some good fighters, guys.